done, students? In this class, today we are going to start a new topic, projectile motion. Students, it is a very important topic from the chapter number 4, motion in 2 dimensions. Students, as we know very well that in our nature there are so many types of motions are available, just like planetary motion, heartbeat, motion of earth, rotatory motion, motion of simple pendulum. There are so many types of motions are available in our nature, and one of the motion which is known as projectile motion, about which we are going to discuss. Students, suppose you throw a stone from the ground, then what you observe that the stone follow the path in this way, in this shape. This shape is known as parabola. First of all, we will prove that the path of projectile is parabolic. Consider an object is thrown with velocity u at angle theta from the horizontal. Then this velocity u has 2 components, horizontal component u cos theta and vertical component u sin theta. Students, you know very well that if any vector quantity is at angle theta, then it has 2 components, horizontal component a cos theta, vertical component a sin theta. In same way, we are resolving this velocity u in 2 components, horizontal component u cos theta and vertical component u sin theta. Now, consider the maximum height attained by this projectile is h, and the maximum horizontal distance covered is r. This r is known as range of projectile, and the total time taken by the object to follow this path is capital T, which is known as time of flight. Time of flight is that time during which the object was in the air. Students, consider any point P. Let at time t, let at any time t, the object is at P. Then horizontal distance covered by this object is x. Horizontal distance covered by this object is x, and vertical distance covered is y. Horizontal distance is x and vertical distance is y. Students, there is a concept of independency of components. What is the independency of components? Students, as we know very well, whenever any type of vector quantity is in any given direction, then that is responsible for that direction. For example, here you can see the velocity u has 2 components, u cos theta and vertical component u sin theta. Students, the u cos theta is in horizontal direction, then this is responsible for horizontal distance covered, because you can see at the same time the motion of object is in the both directions. The object is covering horizontal distance and vertical distance also. Both distances are covered at the same time. Hence we call this motion in 2 dimensions, because the object is moving in x direction also and y direction also. For x direction, u cos theta is responsible and for vertical direction u sin theta is responsible. Students, to calculate y, we are going to use the equation y is equal to, or you can say h is equal to ut minus half gt square. Because this equation is used because this vertical motion is motion under gravity. Here the effect of gravity is available. Then h is equal to ut minus half gt square. H is the y. U, for vertical direction, which velocity is responsible? U sin theta, because it is in the vertical direction. Then at the place of u, you are using u sin theta t minus half gt square. This is the calculation for y. Now we are going to calculate x. Students, since in the x direction there is no acceleration or retardation, then we are using the formula distance is equal to velocity into time. This x will be equal to the velocity into time, and in the x direction velocity is u cos theta and into t time. T will be same in the both cases, either in the y or x, because x and y both are covered at the same time. These two distances are required the same time interval. Then from here put the value of t. This is equation number 1, this is equation number 2, and from 2 put the value of t in 1. T is equal to x upon u cos theta. T is equal to x upon u cos theta. Substitute this value of t in equation number 1. What we will get? Y is equal to u sin theta and t is equal to x upon u cos theta. At the place of t we are using x upon u cos theta. Put here minus half g t square means x upon u cos theta. This is a square and we are applying a square. Now student, see what happens. Y is equal to u cancel out u. You are getting here x tan theta. Sin upon cos is tan minus g upon 2u square cos square theta into x square. In this equation, students, you can observe that tan theta is a constant. Then consider this a. Here g, u and cos theta, these all things are constant. Then consider this b. For simplicity, what you are getting? Y is equal to ax minus dx square. Students, this equation is a quadratic equation, and a quadratic equation represents a parabola. A quadratic equation represents a parabola. Hence, we will say, since the above equation is a parabolic equation, this equation is a parabolic equation which gives the relation between x and y. Hence, we can say that path of projectile is parabolic because the relation between x and y is parabolic. Then this path is the parabolic. And this equation proves that the path of projectile is parabolic. And this is the first part of our projectile motion. Now, students, we are going to calculate this maximum range, the maximum height attained, and the time of flight. Students, now we are going to calculate time of flight, maximum height attained, and the range of the projectile. Then let us discuss, let us calculate. Students, again I am drawing this figure of projectile motion. This is the velocity u, with horizontal component is u cos theta, angle of projection is theta, and vertical component is u sin theta. Students, let us discuss for the maximum height. When the object will attain this height, then at this height, at the peak point, horizontal component u cos theta will remain same because this is responsible for the horizontal motion. But since at this point the object has reached its maximum height, and at this point the vertical component will become 0 because now the object has achieved its maximum height. At this, the v sin theta will become 0. Then students, we are applying the formula v is equal to u minus dt. For vertical motion at h, I am writing here at h, which is maximum height. At h, v sin theta will become 0. For vertical motion, I have said that we will use v sin theta, and for horizontal motion we will use u cos theta. Since u sin theta is become 0, then v is equal to 0, and at the place of u we will substitute u sin theta minus gt. From here you can calculate the value of p. P is equal to u sin theta by g. P is equal to u sin theta by g. Since students, this sin t is for maximum height h, and we have discussed that the time of ascent is equal to the time of descent. The time taken by any object to reach its maximum height will be same as the time taken by it to come to the earth. Then for time of flight, t multiply that small t by 2. Then you are getting here 2u sin theta by t. Then from this expression, what you are getting? The time of flight t is equal to 2u sin theta by g. Time of flight t is equal to 2u sin theta by g. Next, we will calculate the maximum height h. Students, for maximum height, we are applying the formula. For maximum height, I am using the formula v square is equal to u square minus 2gs. V square is equal to, because this is the motion under gravity, vertical height is the motion under gravity, v square is equal to u square minus 2gs. At maximum height, v is equal to 0. For vertical motion, u is equal to u sin theta. This is u square sin square theta minus 2gs. Calculate the value of s. S is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. This is the formula for maximum height. S is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. Then the maximum height is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. This is the formula for maximum height. And last, we are going to calculate the range. Range means the maximum horizontal distance covered by the object. Range is the maximum horizontal distance covered by the object. For range, students, as I have told you that for the horizontal motion, u cos theta is responsible. Then range r is equal to horizontal distance is equal to, we are using the formula velocity into time. Since students, in the horizontal direction there is no acceleration, hence we are not using the equation of motion. Equation of motion is only used for the accelerated motion. In this case, in the horizontal direction there is no acceleration or retardation, hence we are using the direct formula velocity into time. And in the direction of range, velocity is equal to u cos theta, and time will be the time of flight, because the time taken by the object to cover this path will be same the time taken in the horizontal distance. And we have calculated the t, time of flight has been calculated. Then we are writing here r is equal to u cos theta into t, and t is equal to, here you can see 2u sin theta by g. T is equal to 2u sin theta by g. Range r is equal to u square, u into u square, and it is 2 sin theta cos theta by g. 2 sin theta cos theta by g. And you are a mathematics student. Either you are mathematics or biology students, but you should know that 2 sin theta cos theta is equal to r is equal to u square sin 2 theta, because 2 sin theta cos theta is equal to the sin 2 theta. Sin 2 theta by g. Then this is the formula of range. Then we are getting here range r is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. We have these three formula. Number 1 is for time of flight, number 2 is for maximum height, and number 3 is for the range. Students, in the range, for maximum range, suppose if you want that object should attain the maximum range, the object which you thrown that should go to the maximum horizontal distance, then you can see r depends on the sin theta. If sin theta is maximum, then r will be maximum. Then maximum value of sin is 1. Maximum value of sin is 1. From here you can get 2 theta is equal to 90 degree, because sin 90 degree is equal to 1. This gives theta is equal to 45 degree. Then friends, from this expression, we have calculated that for maximum range, if you want that object should attain the maximum range, object should go to the maximum distance, horizontal distance, then you should show it at the angle of projection 45 degree. Last one, students, for theta and 90 minus theta, for theta and 90 minus theta, if you are substituting your theta, then you are getting this equation. If you will substitute 90 minus theta, then same equation you will observe. Then what happens? For theta and 90 minus theta, range will be same. Suppose if you are putting theta is equal to 30 degree, then here substitute 30, you will get 60 degree. Yani for 60 and 30, the range will be same. Like this. Suppose you shown an object at an angle 60 degree, theta is equal to 60, and same object at an angle 30 degree. You can see in two different angles, heights are different, but range is the same. Then I repeat again, for two complementary angles, the range will be same. Students, I will give you few questions and few examples of questions, and this example, you can say this topic is very important topic for the examination. Thank you students, thank you for watching.